Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss our 7th unit, Physiology and Injury in Sports. Physiology. Physiology, it is the scientific study of human body systems and its effect. In this we study how the human body function and its effect. First, physiological factors determining endurance. What are the physiological factors that determine endurance? Endurance, it is the ability of an individual to do an activity for a long period of time, or we can say endurance, it is the ability to resist fatigue. Endurance, it is of two types, aerobic endurance and anaerobic endurance. Factors determining endurance. First is maximum oxygen uptake. Maximum oxygen uptake means highest rate at which the oxygen can be taken up and consumed by the body during the intense exercise. If the oxygen uptake of a person is more, then his endurance will be more. Pulmonary diffusions. Pulmonary diffusions, it is the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygens between lungs and blood. More and faster the pulmonary diffusions, that will be the fastest exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the lungs and the blood, which result in improving the endurance of a person. Cardiac output. Cardiac output, it is the ability of heart to pump out blood in 1 minute. If the cardiac output increase, then more blood is pumped out by the heart, which result in increasing the endurance of a person. Aerobic capacity. Aerobic capacity is ability of a person to do the work for long period of time with slow speed. Aerobics means in the presence of oxygen. If the aerobic capacity of a person improve, he will able to do the activity for long period of time and his speed is slow. Lactic threshold. Lactic threshold means ability to tolerate lactic acid which is produced in blood. When we do workout, lactic acid is produced, due to which the persons feel fatigue. And if the person has the ability to tolerate lactic acid, then it will help to delay fatigue and tiredness, which result in improving his endurance. Blood volumes and flow. If the flow of blood is more, then more oxygen is reached to the working muscles, which increase, which leads to increase in endurance of a person. Red muscle fibers also known as slow twitch muscle fibers. Red muscle fibers carry more oxygen, which improve the endurance of a person. Higher the red muscle fibers, more will be the endurance of a person, because red muscle fiber carry more oxygen, which helps to improving his endurance. Hydrations, whenever the persons do the activity, it causes sweating, loss of important minerals. Therefore, if the person has sufficient amount of waters, it helps to improve the endurance. If the person is hydrated, his endurance will be more. These are the some factors which determine the endurance of a person, that is maximum oxygen uptake, pulmonary diffusions, cardiac output, aerobic capacity, lactic threshold, blood volume and flow, red muscle fibers and hydration. Next is physiological factors determining strength. What are the physiological factors that determine strength? Strength is the ability of a person to overcome resistance. Strength, it is of two types, static and dynamic. Static means ability to overcome resistance from a fixed point. For example, pushing a wall. And dynamic means ability to overcome the resistance while in motion. Dynamic strain, it is of three types: maximum strain, explosive strain, and strain endurance. Maximum strain means ability of a person to overcome maximum resistance with single contraction. For example, weightlifting. Explosive strain means ability to overcome resistance with high speed. For example, long jump. And strain endurance means ability to overcome resistance under the conditions of fatigue. For examples, during swimming, marathon running, etc. Next is factors. What are the factors determining strain? First is muscle covering sarcolemma. Muscle fibers covering sarcolemma bind the muscle fibers to work together, which result in increasing the size of the muscles, which result in improving the strength of a person. White muscle fibers. White muscle fibers is also known as fast twitch muscle fibers. White muscle fibers has more connective tissue, which result in that bring fast and strong contractions. If the persons have more white muscle fibers, he will have more strength. Muscular contractions. If the contraction of muscles is more, then his strength will be more. And muscular contraction, it is of two types: concentric and eccentric. Concentric means concentric decrease in angles, and eccentric means downward movement. Concentric shortening of muscles, eccentric lengthening of muscles. Faster the muscular contractions, more will be the strength. Muscle length. Long muscles have more strength as compared to small muscle. Nerve impulse. Nerves send the message to the skeletal muscles to respond. The strong nerve impulse brings powerful functioning of muscle, thus the strength of the person is higher. More the neuromuscular response. If the intensity of neuromuscular response is good, then his strength will be more. Adequate energy. The muscles movement at greater the number of mitochondria in muscles, more will be the energy produced, and more will energy and strong and long muscular contraction. Age. The persons between the age 20 to 40 years have more strength, and after that the strength of a person is reduced. Gender. Male have more strength as compared to women due to their bigger and longer muscles. Due to their length of the muscle is more, therefore male has more strength as compared to female. Body weight. Body weight is also determine the strength of a person. The person who is overweight, his strength is more as compared to the person who is lean and thin. Myoglobin, it is the type of protein which is present in muscle fibers to store the oxygen which produce energy during emergency. Therefore, higher the myoglobin, more will be the strength of the person. These are the physiological factors that determine strength. Okay, first is muscle covering sarcolemma. White muscle fibers. White muscle fibers have more connective tissue, which result in more strength of a person's. Faster the muscular contractions, more will be the strength of a person's. Muscle length. The Long muscles have more strength as compared to the small muscle. Nerve impulse, adequate energy, age, gender, body weight and myoglobin. Next is physiological factors determining speed. What are the physiological factors that determine speed? Speed, it is the ability of a person to do an activity as fast as possible. Okay, speed means ability of a person to do activity as fast as possible. Speed, types of speed like reaction time, accelerations, speed of movement, locomotor's ability, etc. These are the types of speed. Reaction time means time taken by the body to react immediately to a signal. For example, in 100-meter sprint running, accelerations means time taken by the body to reach his maximum speed. How fast the persons achieve his maximum speed. Speed of movement means how fast the persons complete the action, complete the movement. And locomotor's ability means ability to maintain the top speed with change in direction. These are the type of speed. And the factors that determine speed are fast twist muscle fibers. Fast twist muscle fibers, also known as white muscle fibers. The persons who have white muscle fibers, they have more speed. Neuromuscular response. If the neuromuscular response is more faster and higher the neuromuscular response, then there will be the faster reactions which result in more speed of a person. Flexibility. If the person is more flexible, the range of motion will be more, which helps to improving the speed. If the flexibility of a person is more, his speed is also more as compared to those who have less flexibility. ATP means adenosine triphosphate energy store. The greater the ATP stored, faster is the energy release for speed and anaerobic activity. Anaerobic capacity. Anaerobic means in the absence of oxygen. If the person has ability to do the activity in absence of oxygen, his speed will be more. These are the some physiological factors that determine speed. Next is physiological factors determining flexibility. What are the physiological factors that determine flexibility? Flexibility means ability of joint to move in maximum range. Ability of a person to stretch his joint as much as possible. Flexibility, it is of two types: passive flexibility, active flexibility. Passive flexibility means ability of a person to stretch his joint in maximum range with the help of partners, stretching the joint with with external help. And active flexibility means stretching the joint without any external help. And the factors that determining flexibility are joint articulations. The structures of joint structures or articulations is main factors of flexibility determined. It is attached to various muscles, ligament, cartilage and tendons. It makes the joint strong and flexible. Ligament. Ligament, it is the connective tissue between the joint. If the if the elasticity of ligament is more, if the ligament is more elastic, there will be the greatest flexibility of the joint. Ligament connect two or more bones around the joint. More flexible the ligament. If the elasticity of ligament is more, his flexibility will be more. Muscle stretchable. If the muscle stretchability is more, then the range of stretching the joint will be more, which help in improving the flexibility. Disease or injury. If the person is free from any disease or injury, his flexibility will also be more. Age. Children have more flexible as compared to the adult person. Genders. Usually females are more flexible than male due to their anatomical structure. Warming up. If a person do warming up, then his flexibility will improve. Heredity. Flexibility is also depend upon heredity as the joint structures and its articulations is related to the heredity. These are the some physiological factors that determine flexibility of a person. Next is effect of exercise on cardiorespiratory system. What are the effect if you do exercise? What will be its effect on cardiorespiratory system? Cardiorespiratory system, it is a combination of circulatory system and respiratory system. Circulatory system help in circulation of blood throughout the body, and respiratory systems help in exchange of oxygens. It helps to provide oxygenated rich blood to the working muscles, and this oxygenated rich blood is raised to the working muscles through the blood vessels like arteries, veins, etc., which result in increasing, and the oxygenated rich blood reaches to the working muscles through blood vessels. Thus it is the systems which provide energy to the body during the exercise. First is hypertrophy of the heart. If we do regular exercise, then the hypertrophy, that is enlargement of heart, take place. There will be the increase which result in increasing the stroke volume. Stroke volume is the amount of blood pumped out by the heart in one contractions. Okay, if we do exercise, then the size of the heart increase, which result in increasing the stroke volume. Increase in cardiac output. If we do exercise, it leads to increasing the cardiac output. Cardiac output means the amount of blood pumped out by the heart in 1 minute. Regular training increase the cardiac output, therefore more blood will be pumped out by the heart for the working tissue. Resting pulse increase. If we do exercise, the resting pulse increase, the heart rate will decrease, which result in increasing the increasing the cardiac output. Thus the resting time of the heart will increase. Therefore our heart will not feel stressed during the normal workout. Faster adaptations to working load. If we do exercise, our heart will easily adjust to the working load according to the needs. Okay, if we do exercise, our heart will easily adjust according to the needs. Returns of normal pulse quickly. If we do exercise, our pulse rate will return to its normal levels easily. The body is feel relaxed after some time. Increase in hemoglobin. If we do exercise, the hemoglobin, which is present in red blood cells, increase. Therefore more oxygenated rich blood is carried out. Decrease in blood viscosity means density. If we do exercise, the density of the blood will be reduced, which result in fast flow of blood in our body. Respiratory muscle becomes strong. If we do exercise, if we do regular exercise, the respiratory muscles will become strong. Increase in number of alveoli and pulmonary diffusions. Alveoli which is present in the lungs will increase, which purify more blood. Thus the efficiency of respiratory system will be improved. And pulmonary diffusions help in. Pulmonary diffusions means exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen between the blood and the lungs. If the pulmonary diffusions increase, there will be the fast removal of carbon dioxide from the blood, and oxygen is attached to the blood. Maximum oxygen uptake ability increase. If we do exercise, the oxygen uptake ability will be increased. More oxygen is consumed, more oxygen is absorbed and consumed by the body during the exercise. Therefore, more oxygen will reach to the working tissue for energy production. New capillaries are formed. If we do exercise, then it results in forming the new capillaries, which results in bringing more blood to the working tissue. The efficiency of muscles will be improved. Increase in tidal volume. Tidal volume means the amount of air inhaled or exhaled during normal breathing. And vital capacity means the amount of air exhaled after the deep inhalations. If we do exercise, the tidal volume means the amount of air inhaled or exhaled during the normal breathing will increase, by which more oxygen reaches to the working tissue. Chemical compositions of the blood improve. If we do regular exercise, the chemical compositions in the blood will improve. That is, the red blood cells, white blood cells, plasma, etc. will improve. Thus, the quality of the blood will improve. Faster removal of waste. If we do regular exercise, there will be the fast removal of waste product from the body, which result in better functioning of our organs. Reductions in cardiac problem. If we do regular exercise, it helps to reduce cardiac problems, that is heart related problems like heart attack, heart disease, etc. Blood pressures regulation. If we do regular exercise, it helps to maintain the blood pressures. There will be the proper body temperature throughout the body. Faster healing. If we do exercise, there will be faster healing due to increase in circulation of blood. If we do exercise, the circulation of blood will be increased. Therefore, there will be the fast healing of the injury. Resistance power increase. Resistance power. If we do exercise, the immunity system will be improved, which result in preventing the body from various problems like cold, cough, asthma, headache, etc. Increase in aerobic endurance. Aerobic endurance means with regular exercise, less amount of lactic acid is produced. Lactic acid, due to this, we feel fatigue. If we do exercise, the lactic acid production will be less. Therefore, there will be the less fatigue. Hence, our endurance will be improved. Improve metabolism, metabolic system. If we do exercise, there will be the fast productions of energy with less consumptions of oxygens. Hydrobalance. If we do exercise, it's help to maintain the body temperatures. It's help in maintaining the hydro-water balance in the body. Thus, the dehydration can be delayed by doing the regular exercise. These are the some benefit of exercise on respiratory system. Next is effect of exercise on muscular system. If we do exercise, what will be its effect on muscular system? The first effect is gain in strength. If we do exercise, the strength of the muscles will improve. Our muscles will become strong due to the thickening of sarcolemma. Efficiency improve. If we do exercise, the efficiency of the muscles will improve due to faster circulations of blood. Lactic threshold increase. If we do exercise, the lactic threshold increase, that is the ability to tolerate lactic acid will improve. Thus the muscles, thus there will be the delay in tiredness, fatigue, etc. Increase in aerobic and anaerobic endurance. Aerobic endurance means doing the activity in the presence of oxygen, and aerobic means doing the activity in the absence of oxygen. If we do exercise, the aerobic and anaerobic endurance will be improved. The persons will not feel fatigue. Proper shape of body. If we do exercise, the structure, the shape of the body will improve. The person's personality will be improved. There will be the attractive physical appearance of his body. Faster recovery from injury. If the person do regular exercise, there will be the fast recovery from the injury due to proper fast circulations of blood in our body. The chance of injury will be less. Emergency store of energy improve. The ATP and ADP source increase by which muscle can produce the energy in emergency. Also, the oxygen depth increase. Desired strength develop. If we do exercise, the desired strength of the muscles will be improved. Faster response. If we do exercise, there will be the fast response of the muscles. Our muscles will respond faster. The body will remain active throughout. The efficient use of diet. If we do exercise, there will be the efficient use of carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamin, etc. with less energy consumption. Better neuromuscular coordinations. If we do exercise, there will be better coordinations between nervous system and muscular system. Increase in muscle mass. If we do exercise, it increase the muscle mass, that is increase in myoglobin contained in the muscle. Thus it's help in controlling the weight of a persons. If we do exercise, it's help to maintain the weight of the person. These are the some benefit of exercise on muscular system. Okay, first benefit of exercise on muscular system is strength of the muscle. The strength of the muscles will improve. Strength means ability to overcome the resistance. Okay, exercise help to improve increasing the strength of the muscles, improve efficiency of the body. Lactic threshold increase. Ability to tolerate lactic acids will be improved, which help to delay fatigue. Increase in aerobic and anaerobic endurance. Proper shape to the body. If a person do exercise, it helps to bring proper structure of the body. It improve the physical appearance of the body. Personality of a person will improve. Fast recovery of injury due to better circulations of blood throughout the body. Emergency source of emergency source of energy, that is ATP and ADP source increase. Desired strength of the muscles will improve. Fast response, that will be the better neuromuscular response, better neuromuscular coordinations, increase efficient use of diet, etc.